Announcing the commencement of the first purge.
I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich. You get out there, you use your weapons, and you rip Washington apart. You hunt down the billionaires, the bank bosses, the CEOs, the scumbags, and the liars, the governors, the lobbyists, the senators, because they're all the same, and you hang them.
Just remember all the good the purge does.
Good evening, everyone. It's May 8th, 2018. I don't really know what I'm going to talk about in particular, except to say that when you are thinking, you can't think of one single little point in a whole multiverse filled with different, how can I say this here? With different dimensions. Your thoughts are the same way. When you look at something and you're trying to make a decision, don't you think it's pertinent that you look at all the dimensions that are involved with making that decision? Like when you go to buy a car. You go buy a car, the body's fucking great. I mean, if you saw that ass on a woman, you'd be like, woo! But the engine's fucked up. You don't look under the engine. You just like the way the car looks. And you buy it. Now you're fucked because you got this car. It looks great. But, you know, ain't going nowhere because the fucking engine is blown or has a rod thrown or any number of things that can go wrong with a combustion engine. And you gotta apply this to everything. Everything. If you think of one single point, and only that point, you are inviting tragedy. Because you're failing in your complacency. You're failing to see all the different dimensions that are possible. And what I mean by dimensions is the outcomes of your decisions. And it is this thinking, this one-dimensional thinking, that keeps all the people out there fucking stupid. Oh, I'm gonna go out and fuck this bitch tonight. Oh, I got her knocked up. Now I have a child that I really can't take care of. All because I was thinking with one dimension. My dick. I'm not saying this about me. I thoroughly enjoy my children. It's just an example. But my wife, she has this fucking annoying habit of only seeing the one good thing. But she cannot for the life of her look beyond that. I'm not sure what it is. I kind of vision it like somebody who's hiding under their covers because they're afraid to pull the fucking things off of them because of what may be on the other side. Don't want to see it. Don't want to hear it. And this thinking of people, my wife isn't the only one inflicted with this intellectual laziness. It's everybody. Everybody only wants to focus on the good. What about the bad? What about the bad? I would certainly love to live in a world where, you can rely on good outcomes. But this is not the world we live in. We live in a world where sinkholes are opening up all around us. We live in a world where there's giant cracks forming, volcanoes going off, hurricanes forming, floods happening, people dying by the fucking thousands every day. And not just people, species. But, let's keep looking at the good, the sunny side of things. How fucking intelligent is that? And my wife would say, you're calling me stupid? If you're not willing to put any thought beyond the good, then what the fuck else are you? You're stupid. And you need to come to grips with that. If you are a person who thinks single-mindedly about only what's the good things that can happen, like you busting the nut without thinking of birth control, that being the good thing, the busting of the nut. But the bad thing to the would-be gigolo, or whatever you want to call a player, and that's a person who don't want kids. He just wants consequence-free sex. And that same thing goes with the sluts that go out and get fucking screwed and then run to the abortion clinic as fast as they can because they don't want to deal with the consequences of their actions. But hey, all you people out there, you stay in your small, stupid little worlds where you belong. You stay there. Let's see what's going on today, shall we? Yeah, I was answering a comment on YouTube here, and kind of feel bad for the guy struggling to feed his kids. I mean, look at how fucking high the gas prices have gotten just in the short period of time dickhead has taken office. But it's better, right? Paying more to get where you go, that's better. Paying more at the grocery store, that's better, right? Oh, look at here. Hawaii has been hit with more than 12,000 earthquakes over the last 30 days. Don't you think that's something that you should consider if you're, going on vacation? One of these earthquakes is going to cause a fucking tsunami. Fentanyl overdose death surged 1,000% across greater Cincinnati region. Let them fucking die. That's what I say. Let them fucking die. I'll be honest with you. You do not need anything stronger than morphine. You don't. Percocets work just fine. What the fuck do you need fentanyl for? Do you know how strong that shit is? They think it's like 1,000 times stronger than heroin. And heroin's like 400 times stronger than morphine. Anyway, it's not a crisis. It's self-destruction. That's what it is. Oh, no, we have Afghanistan. Apparently, they haven't learned their lessons. They're begging for more British troops to help them tackle the Taliban. Can't have that heroin flow interrupted now, can we? Can't have that fentanyl flow interrupted or any of the rest. I say let the Taliban fucking wreak havoc all over that nation. I say we turn that fucking nation into glass. And, hell, while we're at it, why not turn ourselves into glass too? Now, I saw this video on High Impact Flex. Shit. Must have been that killer weed I just got through smoking. That sounds pretty good too. Some good weed. Yeah. Anyway. Dude had balls of steel, man. He stood up in the middle of the fucking crowd and started yelling at former President Bill Clinton about his fucking perverted buddy there, Jeffrey Epstein, and riding with him on the Lolita Express 26 times. Telling the crowd that these motherfuckers have little kids at their island. You know what that crowd did? They told that motherfucker to shut up. They didn't want to fucking hear about that scumbag piece of shit molesting children. Yeah. Good for him. He should have told the rest of the people in the crowd, suck my fucking wang. Okay? What else? Oh, yeah. Conspiracy theory proven fact as cops remove a senator from Walmart converted into a detention center. But, you know, we were all just imagining that, right? But, hey, let's not think of all the bad stuff that's going on. Let's concentrate on the puppies and kittens in our naivety. Simple-minded people. Oh, wait. There's another one here. As Snopes debunks child trafficking camp, 160 as young as 3 were rescued in Georgia. But, you know, these camps don't exist, right? This kind of shit isn't going on in our country. But hey, let's go bust the guy peddling weed so he can feed his family. Right? I mean, they're just doing their jobs. Oh, police raid scientists who discovered new vaccine dangers. Of course they did. They can't have a scientist coming out and saying, hey, these fucking vaccines, man, they're gonna turn you into a brain-dead fucking zombie if you keep taking them. Can't have that happening, can you? Oh, yeah. I mean, his own sons, Robert, Fitzgerald Kennedy? What a name. Was killed, of course, like, was his brother, John? Or is it his son? I have to think about that one. But anyway, I digress. 50 years after he was killed, his own sons don't believe the official story. I mean, anyone who believes the official story of anything They're really, really being lazy in their intellectual exercise, or lack thereof. Now, this is something that could make you smile. Ignorant, foul-mouthed Santa Clara University student loses her mind over anti-communist display. That bitch, she should be hung. Hung. Do you know what the fucking communists have done? But, hey, let's keep trying the same tired shit that hasn't worked. And, matter of fact, it's worse than hasn't worked. It's genocidal in nature, or democidal would be a more appropriate term. Whoa, I wasn't even prepared for this one. In January 2018, a good citizen called Michigan's Ingham County Animal Control to report a questionable Craigslist ad. And it was a Michigan State University health psychiatrist or physicist, Jeffrey Hattie, arrested for dog rape. This is the world you live in. But let's concentrate on the puppies and kittens and the wonderful smells that babies have, and the fluffy, non-GMO, non-toxic natural clouds. Let's concentrate on that. And I covered this a little bit yesterday. This happened in Caddy, Texas. The family of a special needs student at Maud Creek High School has filed a lawsuit against the school district after disturbing video showed a Caddy ISD police officer repeatedly taser their son until he defecated himself and threw up. His crime? Trying to walk outside. It's reasonable, though, right? I mean, the guy had a badge after all. And he has authority, so what he did must be right. Republicans. Law-abiding. Alright. I don't know, man. It's just all circling the drain. It reminds me of, what's that fucking, the Chronicles of Riddick, when the dudes are sitting there, the Muslim cat and Riddick, right before the necromongers are going to get there, and he's like, so it's all circling the drain. It had to happen sometime. Yep. It surely is just circling the drain. Homeschool expands as parents seethe over liberal social engineering and violence. Well, let's not forget about the teachers fucking our kids. That's not a problem, right? Peter Schiff is still warning, don't be fooled by the U.S.'s phony prosperity, and it is all phony. Everything is phony. Yellowstone eruption, fierce spike as largest geyser erupts for the 8th time. I gotta wonder how long. How long is it going to take for Yellowstone to do its thing, to wipe out 100 how they put that, 100 miles in every direction, just gone. And then, of course, you have the secondary zones and the third-dairy-ish zones, where you get to die a painful, shitty death. Or don't. I guess it really depends on how fast you are on your feet. Artificial intelligence. Apple plans to bring AI to your smartphone. I wonder if that AI is going to get you laid, or find you some weed, or some Percocets. There might be some use for AI after all. Huh. Hookers. It could find me hookers. That would be great. Now I'm all for AI. Oh yeah, Obama administration gave Iran access to U.S. financial system. The Obama administration granted a license allowing Iran to access the United States financial system despite officials' pledges that they would prohibit it. This information is according to a draft report from the Senate's Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations. And I told you about this. Facebook gave data access to Chinese firm flagged by U.S. intelligence. Facebook has data shared partnerships with at least 4 Chinese electronic companies, including a manufacturing giant that has a close relationship with China's government. The agreements gave private access to some user data to, what the fuck, Huawei, a telecommunication equipment company that has been flagged by American intelligence officials as a national security threat. Medicaid, or Medicare rather, will be insolvent by 2026, but don't worry, because there won't be any need for Medicaid. There's only going to be 100 million Americans alive after 2025 anyway, so, oh yeah, and it's sooner than expected, and Social Security to follow in 2034. I bet if we don't self-destruct between now and then, that it will fall a lot sooner than that. Earth's rotation is slowing down and our days are getting longer. Oh God. The moon, as the moon slowly pulls away from the Earth, our rotation is slowing down, making our days longer, very slowly. We are adding more time to our year, about 1/75,000th of a second annually. Of course, it'd take forever for it to slow down to the point where it's going to have real hardcore effects, but believe it or not, that little tiny bit does cause stress on the tectonic plates. Yep. All going to shit. U.S. fingerprints are all over Nicaragua's bloody civil unrest. I mean, it just keeps going and going and going. There's just no end to it. But let's concentrate on puppies and kittens. And, oh yeah, we can't forget rainbows, right? Snakes and snails, puppy dog tails, sugar and spice, and everything nice. Let's be complacent and focus on those things. Here's my last one for you. And this is very ironic, I think. Media is silent as Israel exposed for aiding Saudi Arabia in developing nuclear weapons. I mean, is it me, or isn't giving Saudi Arabia nuclear weapons pretty much the same thing as setting up the United States? I mean, after all, most of the fucking 9/11 hijackers were what? Saudis? But our closest ally, you know, the nation whose cock Donald Trump is constantly sucking, they're helping them people develop nuclear weapons. I don't know, man. Just kill the state before the state kills you.